There is an alchemy to everything.
Yeah.
I'm using some shungite right now in my crystal bowl for the 5G. So I'm concentrating on vapor trails and the work that goes behind the use of water and our purpose and what we're doing, particularly the leaders and history, changing history, our technology, cleaning up after ourselves, being prepared for whatever is about to change in the public world.
Mhm. Oh, there she is.
Yay.
Satnam. Okay, now we're ready. So this is a time to tune in. Breathe in and out. In. Exhale. And breathe. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Ankara Name, Jugakara Name, Sak Name, Siri Gurudev Name, Ankara Name, Jugakara Name, Sak Name, Siri Gurudev Name.
God.
Good. And Japa Saraswati, are you ready?
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. The Buddha, letting go, class 1. Tune in. Message. Please read the whole document from Japa Saraswati. After that, Aagia Pal will lead the Dynamite Diamond meditation. Then Siri Gian will lead CNR. My dear light workers, this will be a course for 3 weekly classes. So I suggest that you truly, deeply feel this great letting go, as well as sliding from fear. You can embody these items with CNR, consciousness, no reality. We have found that CNR helps us to move from letting go from our ego and everyday self, as well as moving out of the 3rd dimension while ascending into the 5th dimension. As we let go from our old thinking, thought, believing your images that evaporate your unbreakable understanding. I want to read that again because it was smoother when I read it before this. I did it better.
Sure.
So I suggest that you truly, deeply feel this great letting go, as well as sliding from fear. You can embody these items with CNR, consciousness, no reality. We have found that CNR helps us to move to letting go from our ego and everyday self, as well as moving from the 3rd dimension while ascending into the 5th dimension. As we let go from our old thinking, thought, believing your images that evaporate your unbreakable understanding. To change or transform, Kindly use heart breath self during the video. As you let go, then finally simply and softly be. The Buddha is to allow wisdom, peace, and pure love. Just be. Then perhaps you will let go from piece by piece from your shell's ego to become your true, humble, strong, pure, transformational, simple, kind, loving you. But that is not thinking or trying about all of these human characteristics. Instead, you will find love, those characteristics deeply from within your own true source, not from ego. Not proud, but true humility. Allow fun, letting go with heart breath to change from dark to light, able to use your brain straight from your pure, simple, authentic intelligence. You will see 3 portions of this Buddhist teaching from a remarkable AI video. You will see that each of these short sections are presented for our video's timelines and also for working with smaller amounts of your mind's processing. Please view each weekly section during our class and also during the rest of that particular week. With these, we can evolve these ideas with more deeply within your knowing. Be sure that you don't try to go forward to the next week's section's video. Instead, please keep with your own meditation and realizations during the week. This way, you can better process your understandings within your whole consciousness. There is transforming/healing within the rest of your life. So let go so deeply that nothing can hurt you anymore. Oh, here's the name of the video. And here's the breakdown. So today we're going to listen from 1 minute to 25 minutes.
Wait a
And
minute. It says that title was definitely not a good idea. Okay, this was only about the title. Go ahead.
okay, I see.
Go ahead.
And the second week we're going to listen.
No, say that title. Go ahead.
That title was definitely not a good idea, but rather the text is about letting go from your ego and from your fear.
Okay. Do you all understand that? There's a difference between that nothing can hurt you anymore. Do you know about that?
Yeah,
That's
that's
about fear. Do you understand that?
mm-hmm.
Okay, that nothing can hurt you anymore, but it's talking about worry, fear. Okay. And this is not about the whole business.
The whole body. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and the third class will be from 50 minutes to the end of the video. Here's the link. I'm going to text this to us after class because I can't text it while we're showing the video. After the video, Aagia Pal will lead us for the Dynamite Diamond with 1 minute of heart pumping, which is heart breath with breath of fire. Then use the 2 parts for this meditation for Dynamite Diamond, 1 minute for heart breath. Listen from your voice to decide who or what will move toward your Healy meditation. So we pick a Healy. And then 3 minutes to continue heart breath. Feel very strong third eye energies to feel focus and see and direct your light beam toward your Healy. Then Siri Gian will continue the meditation with CNR. So we'll do 5 minutes of consciousness, no reality, which is strong heart breath, belly breath, nose inhalation for 6 seconds, nose exhalation for 6 seconds from out of your heart center. Slide from fear, Let go of any of your old, nasty, difficult stuff. No reality, no thinking, no everyday self, only feel, just be light. Then 2 minutes to become awareness and understand what happened from your everyday self. Use your notes, listen and share. Lots of love from Siri Gian.
Great. Does anybody have any understanding, or do you understand that? Anybody? I think so.
I get it.
Okay, good. Okay, so now are we ready for?
I have a real quick question. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was on mute, and so I'm so it said, the last thing you say is to let go of all this nasty old stuff. And what if we don't really know about this nasty old stuff? What do we just make an intention to let go of it, or
Well,
what if we're not aware of it? You know what I mean? Lately, I've been coming aware of stuff that I never knew.
No, you're having about something in your mind or in your body. And then it hurts, and I don't like that. But then as you start seeing CNR, including heart breath, then it changes. Have you
Okay.
done that?
Okay. Thank you. Yep.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I was thinking about when I taught yoga yesterday morning, and what I said was to release anything from the past, anything that no longer serves your highest good. And as we were doing it, I was having people sweep their electromagnetic field and sweeping that energy down and doing that sort of energetic release, like of cleansing the energy field. And for me, what I told them is, as we were in the postures and the asanas, as we were doing like anything that was almost a tantric movement of flossing back and forth or breathing into a place, I reminded them that we were opening nadis and vayus and energetic pathways within our electromagnetic field, and that then makes us, that then is the aperture and the vehicle through which we will release, in aviation we'd call it a vector, it's the way by which you fly and that you would release.
Okay, that sounds good. And also understand several things. One is about the dimension is changing, okay? So that helps us to use that. And on the other time, with the ETs, are helping to let it go with the heart coherence. Do you remember that? Okay. So use the whole thing, anything, all of that. Okay. Okay. So, and be sure that you can say permission to let go, okay? Because that's important, because we have free will. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And anybody, please let me know if something comes up with the video or audio, because I don't know if you don't tell me.
Okay.
Are we ready to start?
Yes.
It is no longer happening, yet the pain is still alive inside you. The words were spoken long ago, the people have already moved on, the moment has passed, and still your heart feels heavy. Buddhism teaches that suffering does not come from what happened, but from what you continue to carry. When you hold pain tightly, it follows you everywhere. But when you learn to let go deeply, not with force, not with anger, but with understanding, something extraordinary happens. The world does not become gentle, but you become unbreakable. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may discover that nothing outside of you has ever truly had the power to hurt you. 1. Suffering begins when attachment refuses to end. Buddhism teaches us something very gentle, yet very powerful. Pain is a natural part of being human, but suffering is something the mind creates when it refuses to let go. Pain happens in moments, but suffering continues in memory. You do not suffer simply because someone walked away from your life. You suffer because your mind keeps returning to that moment again and again, replaying the words, the silence, the disappointment, and asking questions that no longer have answers. You do not suffer because life changed. You suffer because you expected it not to. The heart clings to how things were, how people used to treat you, how safe something once felt, and when reality moves forward, the mind stays behind, gripping the past tightly. Attachment binds your inner peace to things that were never stable to begin with. You attach your happiness to people who are changing, to outcomes you cannot control, to roles and identities that shift with time. When those things move, your peace collapses with them. The Buddha taught that everything in existence is impermanent, not as a harsh truth, but as a compassionate reminder. Emotions rise and fall, relationships evolve or end, circumstances transform, and even the person you were yesterday is no longer the same today. When you forget this truth and cling to what is temporary as if it were permanent, the mind resists reality. That resistance creates tension, fear, anger, and sorrow, and this inner resistance is the true source of suffering. Suffering does not come from loss itself, but from the refusal to accept that loss is part of life. When you say inside your heart, "This should not have happened," or "This should have lasted forever," you create a battle between what is and what you wish still existed. Letting go deeply means ending that battle. It means understanding, not just intellectually, but emotionally, that nothing was ever meant to be owned, controlled, or frozen in time. People were meant to walk with you for a while, not forever. Moments were meant to pass, not stay. Life was meant to flow, not pause for your comfort. When attachment loosens, something beautiful happens. The mind stops fighting reality, and peace slowly returns. You no longer chase what has already gone, and you no longer fear what might leave next. Suffering loses its fuel because you are no longer feeding it with resistance. In this space of acceptance, the heart becomes lighter, calmer, and more resilient. You still feel emotions, you still care deeply, but you are no longer trapped by the need for things to remain unchanged. This is where true inner freedom begins. 2. Letting go is not forgetting, it is no longer carrying. Many people believe that letting go means forgetting what happened, erasing memories, or pretending that the pain never mattered. Buddhism teaches something much kinder and more realistic. Letting go does not mean denying your experience, and it does not mean saying that what hurt you was acceptable. Letting go means you stop carrying the emotional weight of the past everywhere you go. The event may still exist in memory, but it no longer controls your thoughts, your reactions, or your sense of self. You remember without reopening the wound, and this is where healing truly begins. When you refuse to let go, the past becomes heavy. You carry old conversations, old betrayals, old disappointments, and old regrets into moments that have nothing to do with them. You react to the present through the pain of yesterday, and slowly, without realizing it, your life becomes smaller. Buddhism teaches that holding on to pain does not protect you, it imprisons you. The mind believes that by holding the memory tightly, it will prevent the same hurt from happening again, but in reality, it only keeps you trapped in the moment that already passed. Letting go deeply means allowing the memory to exist without letting it define you. It means saying, "This happened, and it affected me, but it does not get to follow me forever." The experience transforms from a source of suffering into a source of wisdom. You no longer relive it emotionally, you understand it calmly. This is why the Buddha taught mindfulness, the practice of observing thoughts and memories without clinging to them. When a memory arises, you notice it, you acknowledge it, and then you gently release it instead of feeding it with emotion, judgment, or self-blame. Many people unknowingly turn their pain into identity. They define themselves by what they lost, who hurt them, or what went wrong. Letting go breaks this cycle. You are no longer the one who was abandoned, the one who was betrayed, or the one who failed. You become someone who experienced pain and grew wiser because of it. This shift is subtle but powerful. The heart softens, the mind becomes quieter, and life begins to feel lighter, even though nothing external has changed. Buddhism reminds us that carrying pain longer than necessary is not strength, it is habit. True strength is the willingness to put the burden down. When you stop carrying what no longer belongs to the present moment, you create space for peace, clarity, and compassion. You still remember, but you are no longer wounded by the memory. This is the art of letting go, not forcefully, not suddenly, but gently and completely, until the past loses its grip on your heart. 3. Nothing hurts you directly. The mind interprets everything. One of the deepest and most liberating teachings in Buddhism is the understanding that nothing hurts you directly. What you experience as suffering is not created by the event itself, but by how the mind interprets, repeats, and holds on to that event. Two people can experience the same loss, the same rejection, the same harsh words, or the same failure, yet one remains peaceful while the other suffers deeply for years. The difference is not what happened, but how the mind responded to it. The mind gives meaning to every experience, and that meaning determines whether pain turns into wisdom or into long-lasting suffering. When something painful happens, the body may react immediately with shock, sadness, or fear, and this is natural. Buddhism does not deny this initial response. What creates suffering is what comes after. The mind begins to replay the moment, analyze it, judge it, and attach stories to it. It says things like, "This should not have happened," "I was treated unfairly," "I am not enough," or "This ruined my life." These thoughts feel real and convincing, but they are not facts. They are interpretations. The more the mind repeats these stories, the more solid the pain becomes, even though the original event has already ended. The Buddha taught that the mind is like a lens through which reality is seen. If the lens is clouded by fear, attachment, and expectation, then everything appears painful and threatening. When the lens is clear, the same experiences are seen as passing moments, not permanent wounds. This is why Buddhism places such importance on awareness. When you become aware of your thoughts, you begin to notice that suffering is not constant. It rises and falls depending on where the mind is resting. When the mind clings to the past or worries about the future, suffering increases. When the mind returns to the present moment, suffering softens. Letting go deeply at this level means learning to observe your thoughts instead of obeying them. A painful thought may arise, but you do not have to follow it. You can notice it, acknowledge it, and allow it to pass without building an entire identity around it. The thought loses power when it is no longer believed automatically. You begin to see that thoughts are events in the mind, just like sounds in the ear or sensations in the body. They appear, they stay briefly, and they disappear unless you hold on to them. This understanding changes everything. When someone speaks harshly to you, the sound of their words lasts only a few seconds. What hurts you for days or years is the meaning you attach to those words. When something ends, the ending itself is brief. What keeps hurting is the story you tell yourself about what that ending means about you, your worth, or your future. When you see this clearly, you regain your power. You realize that peace does not depend on controlling others or preventing difficult experiences. Peace depends on how you relate to your own mind. Buddhism teaches that freedom comes when you stop arguing with reality inside your head. When you stop demanding that life should have unfolded differently, the mind relaxes. This does not mean you approve of everything that happened. It means you stop letting it live rent-free in your awareness. You stop feeding pain with constant attention. Instead, you gently return to the present moment, where most suffering does not actually exist. Over time, this practice transforms how you experience life. Situations that once triggered deep emotional reactions begin to feel lighter. You still notice them, but they no longer shake you in the same way. You respond instead of react. You understand that thoughts are not commands and emotions are not permanent states. They are passing experiences, just like clouds moving across the sky. When the mind stops clinging to every thought as truth, suffering loses its grip. Letting go deeply at this level is not about suppressing emotions or pretending you are unaffected. It is about clarity. It is about seeing that the mind has been adding layers of suffering that were never necessary. When you remove those layers, what remains is a quiet strength, a grounded presence, and an inner stability that does not depend on circumstances. This is how you reach a place where nothing can truly hurt you anymore, not because life stops being challenging, but because the mind stops turning challenges into lifelong wounds. 4. True detachment is loving without possessing. Many people misunderstand detachment and believe it means becoming cold, distant, or emotionally closed. Buddhism teaches something far more compassionate and balanced. True detachment does not mean that you stop loving, caring, or forming connections. It means you stop trying to possess people, moments, and outcomes as if they belong to you. Possession creates fear, and fear is what makes love painful. When you believe that someone must stay the same, must always choose you, or must never change, you place a heavy burden on both yourself and them. Detachment removes that burden and allows love to exist freely. Attachment says, "You complete me," while detachment says, "I am whole, and I choose to share my life with you." When your happiness depends on how someone behaves, speaks, or stays, you become emotionally vulnerable in an unhealthy way. Any shift in their behavior feels like a threat. Buddhism teaches that this kind of attachment turns love into anxiety. Detachment, on the other hand, allows you to love deeply without fear of loss dominating your heart. You carefully, but you do not collapse if the relationship changes or ends. True detachment begins with understanding impermanence. People grow, circumstances evolve, and life moves in ways that no one can control. When you accept this truth, love becomes lighter. You stop gripping, questioning, and monitoring. You allow people to be who they are without trying to freeze them in a version that once made you feel safe. This does not make love weaker, it makes it purer. Love without possession is not based on fear, but on presence. Buddhism teaches that when you cling to relationships, you suffer twice. You suffer when things are good because you fear losing them, and you suffer when things change because you feel abandoned. Detachment frees you from both forms of suffering. You enjoy what is present without worrying about how long it will last. You are grateful instead of anxious. You are connected instead of dependent. This shift is subtle, but it changes the entire emotional experience of love. Detachment also protects your inner peace. When someone leaves, disappoints you, or behaves in ways you did not expect, your world does not collapse. You feel sadness, but not destruction. You feel loss, but not emptiness. This is because your identity and worth were never built on their presence. Buddhism teaches that when you anchor your sense of self within, no one has the power to take your peace away. Loving without possessing also means releasing the need to control outcomes. You stop trying to force people to heal, change, or meet your expectations. You allow life to unfold naturally. This does not mean you tolerate disrespect or harm. Detachment includes wisdom. You can walk away from what harms you without hatred and without clinging to resentment. This is one of the highest forms of emotional maturity. As detachment deepens, relationships become more honest. You no longer love out of fear of loneliness or abandonment. You love because your heart is open. You give because you want to, not because you are afraid to lose someone. This kind of love is calm, stable, and deeply nourishing. It does not exhaust you. It does not consume you. It supports growth rather than dependency. In Buddhism, true freedom in relationships comes when you stop holding people too tightly. When nothing is possessed, nothing can be taken from you. When love is free, it no longer wounds you in the same way. You become emotionally resilient, grounded, and peaceful, even in the face of change. This is how detachment becomes not a loss of love, but the highest expression of it. 5. Letting go happens in the present, not the past. Many people believe that in order to let go, something must first change in the past. They wait for an apology that never comes, an explanation that will finally make everything make sense, or a moment of closure that feels complete and satisfying. Buddhism teaches that this waiting is one of the most subtle forms of attachment. When you tie your peace to something that has already passed, you give the past control over your present. The past cannot be changed, corrected, or negotiated with, yet the mind keeps returning there, hoping that one more thought, one more memory, or one more imagined conversation will bring relief. Instead, it brings exhaustion. Letting go does not happen by rewriting what happened. It happens by changing your relationship with what happened. The Buddha taught that peace is found only in the present moment, because this is the only place where life is actually happening. When the mind is trapped in the past, it is reliving pain that no longer exists. When it is trapped in the future, it is creating fear that has not yet arrived. Letting go deeply means gently guiding the mind back to now, again and again, until it learns that safety and calm are already here. Many people hold on because they believe that letting go means accepting injustice, betrayal, or loss as okay. Buddhism teaches something more honest. Letting go does not mean approving of what hurt you. It means releasing the belief that your peace depends on understanding why it happened. Some experiences will never make sense, and some people will never acknowledge the pain they caused. When you wait for them to do so, you remain emotionally tied to them. Letting go deeply is the act of choosing freedom over explanation. The present moment is where release begins. In the present, you can breathe without pain replaying itself. In the present, you can feel your body, hear sounds around you, and notice that right now, in this exact moment, you are surviving. Buddhism teaches mindfulness because mindfulness interrupts the habit of mental time travel. Each time you return to the present, you weaken the grip of the past. Slowly, the mind learns that it does not need to keep revisiting old wounds to stay safe. Letting go in the present also means releasing the need for emotional resolution. Many people believe that healing must feel dramatic or complete. In reality, healing often feels quiet. It feels like fewer thoughts about what happened. It feels like longer spaces of peace between memories. It feels like caring less about answers and more about calm. Buddhism teaches that peace does not arrive all at once. It unfolds naturally as attachment dissolves. Another hidden attachment is the belief that holding on honors what was lost. The mind says, if I let go, it means it didn't matter. Buddhism gently corrects this misunderstanding. Letting go does not erase meaning, it releases suffering. You can honor what was by allowing it to rest in the past instead of dragging it into every new moment. The past becomes a teacher, not a prison. When you stop searching the past for relief, something shifts inside you. The present moment begins to feel spacious. You are no longer pulled backward by regret or forward by fear. You start living again, not perfectly, but honestly. This is why Buddhism emphasizes acceptance. Acceptance is not surrender to pain, it is surrender to reality. When you accept what is, the mind stops fighting and suffering begins to dissolve. Letting go deeply in the present is a daily practice. Some days the mind will return to old stories, and that is okay. Each time it does, you gently bring it back. There is no force, no judgment, and no rush. Over time, the mind learns that it is safe to release. The heart softens and peace becomes more stable. This is how letting go truly happens, not through the past changing, but through the present becoming your home. When you fully arrive here, the past loses its power and nothing can hurt you in the same way again. 6. When you release control, life stops fighting you. One of the deepest reasons human beings suffer is the constant attempt to control life. Control over people, control over outcomes, control over timing, control over how things should unfold. Buddhism teaches that this desire for control is rooted in fear, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of loss, and the fear of pain. The mind believes that if it can control enough variables, it can avoid suffering. But life does not work that way. Life is fluid, unpredictable, and constantly changing. The more tightly you try to grip it, the more it resists you, and this resistance becomes exhaustion, frustration, and emotional pain. When something does not go according to your expectations, the mind immediately reacts. It says, "This should not be happening. This is unfair," or "I need to fix this right now." Buddhism teaches that this inner argument with reality is the true source of suffering. Reality does not argue back. It simply continues to unfold. The fight happens entirely inside your mind. Letting go deeply means ending this internal struggle. It means allowing life to move as it does, without constantly trying to bend it into a shape that feels safe or familiar. Releasing control does not mean becoming passive or careless. Buddhism does not teach helplessness. It teaches wise action without attachment to results. You still act, you still choose, you still move forward, but you no longer demand that life rewards you in a specific way. You do your part, and then you let life respond as it will. When you release control at this level, the constant tension in the body begins to soften, the shoulders relax, the breath deepens, and the heart feels less guarded. This physical relaxation is a sign that the mind has stopped fighting what it cannot command. Many people confuse control with responsibility. They believe that if they stop controlling, everything will fall apart. Buddhism gently reveals that much of what you try to control was never actually under your command. Other people's emotions, choices, healing, and awareness are not yours to manage. When you try to carry responsibility for what belongs to others, you drain yourself emotionally. Letting go deeply means returning responsibility to where it belongs. You take care of your intentions, your actions, and your inner state, and you release the rest. One of the hardest things to release is the need to
Okay, that's 25 minutes. Can you guys hear me? So now it's time. Oh, Siri Gian's on mute. I can't see us.
Okay. So this is for Aagia Pal for Dynamite Diamond. Okay. You ready? Aagia Pal? Oh, Aagia Pal, unmute, please.
Okay, here I am. Yes.
Okay. So,
All right. So let us move into our heart center. Let's drop deeply into our heart and letting go of anything, any thoughts that are haunting us at the time. And let's just go into heart breath for 1 minute and begin. And also with heart pumping, in breath of fire as well, heart breath with breath of fire. And begin. And now, please move into 1 minute of heart breath, staying deep in your heart center, picturing that red ruby crystal radiating. And notice and allow whatever comes to you, whoever comes to you, as your healing. And begin. Beautiful. And now let's move into 3 minutes, continuing your heart breath and focusing that dynamite diamond energy from your third eye on your Healy. Feel that energy, feel it, focus it, and see that direct light beam going right to your Healy. And begin. And inhale and exhale. Beautiful. And now Siri Gian will lead us with CNR.
Thank you, dear. So remember, strong, hard breath, slide from fear, let go. No reality, no thinking, but only feel. Just be and begin. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. And now 2 minutes to become awareness and then understand what happened. Use your notes. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. Aagia Pal.
Yes. I,
This is a good time?
as any, yes, thank you.
Okay. And if you want to have more time, that's okay.
Oh, thanks. Well, I did give us 4 minutes instead of 3 for the Dynamite Diamond. So I think I can begin to speak. What came to me during the Dynamite Diamond was I felt flooded by all of the lovely souls that lost their bodies, that were affected and killed by the heat in northwestern France. And there was a very strong, almost a thunderous, a call that I could hear for these people, because as I felt, or heart understanding was that they did not want to let go they were not ready to let go of their earthly incarnation, and yet they were forced, and therefore the louder calls were absolutely in order to help these people. And so I just envisioned the compassionate heart, sacred heart um, and enveloping all of them as they shared this deep, deep wounding. And I just stayed with that. It was very strong third eye energy um, towards them, and with with strong intention and with a lot of love to them, and very loud calls. Um, and I almost myself, I felt I was with them, and actually am with them, because there's a lot for them to process and uh, accept and allow, and perhaps not understand in the mind sense, but in the heart sense, just coming to that recognition um, that it was for them to go together. So uh, that really was the focus, the crux of my meditation, and yeah, and my, of course, prayer, healing prayer for them. For um, that they're not alone, and that they are uh, on a journey now of freedom and love and light. And I left the meditation with a lot of uh, compassion for them and gratitude, a lot of gratitude for them and the lives that they led. And yeah, I think that's enough for now. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Okay. Gian Dasprem.
Satnam. Wow, this week has a new feeling to it, a uniqueness. I thank you for the beautiful introduction, Siri Gian. That's beautiful. Your words. I was coming in to listening and holding space, and the brain and the body and the heart, and this just amazing technology that we have, right? This body, this mind, this inner ecosystem changing with the technology and the growth of the human family from, right, hundreds of millions to seemingly billions now, counting the light from a far distance, noticing where we've come over the years and some of the practices that we picked up along the way. So for me this week, it was just such profound silence there, pushing through the vibrations and the channels and the knowledge of the history and the archaeology, and just sort of letting that all go and noticing how the earth works its ways and the harm that it can cause to those 8 billion people at certain particular times, with the media and this grandiose planet here that we're living on. And for me, it was like just being in a cloud or in the mist, a misty cloud, and having the faith to move forward slowly. The traveler, that long traveler, and the matter involved with that evolution is just so beautiful. And I was struck really by just the vision of the feeling of the way in which we have moved to arrive where we are today from so far away, that allows this. And yeah, we can let go of all that, right? With the opinion and the ego and the mind and the brain, and now these machines that we're working for. Yeah, so the image escapes me at times through the practice. And that's a point of peacefulness, that it takes some understanding. It takes some people around us too to show us that life, right? Other than what's evolved already with the matter that brought us here, the examples, right? So sort of just breaking away from that and noticing where the change, if we are making a change, as the cells in our body are continually doing, the billions of cells inside of us, right? And just maybe in our gut biome. So the ecosystem is what came to mind, and the variations of ecosystems. So, and the matter that we're able to make into toys, right? That can seemingly cause joys. So moving away from that too, and finding that space. So for me, I've just been practicing my breathing. Trying to gain my heart, this love that we're exposing here for each other, with the changes coming forward, and noticing what the earth is doing in the meantime, and how the people around us, we're helping each other, right? For sort of living in that sangha, or the listening, and talking about Buddha, I was brought back to the slow walk meditation, right? Where we're walking barefooted, and we can walk in a group, we can do it by ourselves, just do it even going to the bathroom. I mean, when we get older, right, we walk slower. So just noticing our footsteps and our footprint. And today, Baba Siri Chan, just that picture came across the screen before the video, and he just looked so big and beautiful today, right? And that hybridization of when we come to that smile, right, that almost any face can look the same, how we come to that point of beauty where we're accepting us as a part of the evolution of one of these plants on the planet, right? We act a little bit differently than some of the other animals and plants, yet we are here along together. So I'm noticing that Waheguru again, it is repetition, but we can expand on our care. And for me, it was this week, I'm just opening up the books, the high river, or the high moon lake, and noticing the fear in the middle, and moving away from that, sort of out into the tributaries to the cleanliness, right, that happens when water goes underground and moves through certain elements, and then it's allowed to spread out, push seeds and matter out into places where it can grow. And that's what I was noticing on my walk the other day. So yeah, and the deep waves is what I'm being reminded of now. So that, can be in the ocean, it can be inside of the body, and whatnot, and noticing the light flowing with the alignments for the allowance, right? And touching that feeling that's been here, right? Before life, there were other ways, right, going on here without any life at all, and then it came up from out of the water due to all the us things around. So now that vapor trail and our vapor trail are, ecosystems, but we need to look at the top things on the list for us, from the 5G vapor trails, and it's pollution, it's nuclear energy, and what's happening with the water, right, with the vapor trails from the production and whatnot. There is some the pyrobutadiene, so there's stuff going on there in the elements that we are exposed to, and with these particular meditations and breathing exercises, we can move through it. But water is important. So if you have a filtered system or some sort of way of boiling the water before, that's recommended, and that we should watch that. Or if we have any copper vessels that we can put it in after we filter it, that will also help to re-energize the water. So noticing the simple sciences that we do daily and then within our diet too. So thank you so much. And the chanting and the singing is really doing it, I think, for the heart healing. Yeah. Bye, Guru.
Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Salt City.
When I called Sut City, she asked that she be an angel today because she is in the process of moving. So she's got people in the background and helpers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay. And if she wants to hear just a little bit at some time, we would love that. Okay, so now Harimandir.
There I am. Yeah. I just got back from a week away from Wi-Fi at my cabin. And years ago, someone wrote out a lovely quotation that is hanging on the wall of the cabin. And I was I took a picture, but it didn't remain in my list, my file. But essentially it says, when something affects you or happens and you respond not with dull acceptance, but with radiant acquiescence, you are not free. So what?
Can you say that again?
Yeah. Not accepting, not just dully accepting what happened. Oh dear, this is terrible, but I accept it. Versus radiant acquiescence, accepting it with radiant joy. Until we are able to do the latter, we are not free. And it's taken me a long time to really I could understand it, but I hadn't been able to internalize it. So I think that what the messages of this time is the gratefulness for what we experience with radiant joy, rather than, okay, I accept this is life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm having a challenging time with my younger daughter. And in part of what came up, because I have been doing Ho'oponopono with her, and it usually starts, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But what came up during this meditation was, thank you first. Thank you for giving allowing me to go through this difficult experience. Thank you. And I love you second. Thank you. I love you. And then I'm sorry. And then please forgive me. So just changing the order changes the dynamic of the of the words. So that's what I was thinking.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And you said a couple of weeks ago, you said that you were changing your what was it called? Something for relationship with your family. And sounds to me that's what you're doing.
Yes.
How wonderful.
I'm working on it.
Okay. Good. Thank you so much. Okay. Japa Saraswati.
Nam, for during the Dynamite Diamond, the Healy that I chose was, I almost want to say my inner child, but it wasn't my inner child. It was like my wounded child, these childhood wounds that during the video I was wondering what was I dragging around, and like, oh, probably these childhood, injuries. And so I had the Healy being that small child self, and I started first working with her, but then very quickly I realized that she was my father. And what I felt was, how do I say it? I made notes, so I should use my notes to help. Self-sabotage. I felt this self-sabotage that was on my father's line that I didn't realize was coming from him, or that was coming from his, in fact, I could feel it coming from his father and from his grandfather. Like I could feel that it was all the way deep into the roots, and that in healing myself, what I'm healing is also all of those roots from the ancestors. And so my note says that it was a cruelty to the self, that this self-sabotage is a cruelty to the self, that it's part of self-punishing and not accepting the self and being cruel to the self. So when I saw my father being mean to me or being cruel to me, what I saw was him really not accepting himself. And I saw that happened from his father, that happened from his grandfather, and so on and so forth. And part of the messaging that I got from it was that you have to fit into the box to get what you need, to get accepted, to get loved, to get your basic needs met. You need to fit into the box. And by that point, we had moved into the third eye place. So I was holding my father in the light with the third eye, as well as like what I kind of experienced. I guess I want to say it was like maybe you've heard of the father wound, but I was visualizing it as like almost a wound on my body that I was radiating with light to heal from the inside out. And then I know that this sounds weird because I was also doing, it didn't last for long that I was able to keep up doing both of them, but I was visualizing the light coming from my third eye and and then on my body. And also I was visualizing myself doing EFT for deep neutral acceptance, and doing that for all of the generations past. It was really powerful. It was really good.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that really wonderful? Because that's what's really happening. And you all of us have given us wonderful healing from each of you. That's wonderful. And okay. And sometimes if we do that, we just feel that over and over again. If you need to, just continue. Yes. And then you find out what's happening, what's really happening, and letting it go. And you know about this Dr. Clements? He kept talking about, what do you call it? The dross, DROS.
Yes.
That's what's letting go, and then actually have pure light. That's great. Thank you so much.
Something that just occurred to me, if I could respond to Japa Saraswati.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just, this never came to me before, but just came to me now, so I share it. When you were doing the ancestral, the paternal line and the ancestral work, what it seemed like is initially coming to it from a 3D perspective, and then you moved into everything was in the now, you know, so past, present, future, all in the now. And so moved into 5D. And so what I'm thinking is our healing, when we do this in 5D, we're automatically healing the what we would call in 3D past.
It's in the side yard. I just didn't want you to forget it.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
So anyway, just
Thank you, dear.
Does it fit in? You want me to?
I'm gonna try.
Okay,
Okay, just
done. Okay, you got it.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you. Did Sat say something?
yeah, somebody
just-
did.
Oh no, I just muted her.
Oh, okay.
I just muted her.
Oh,
Thank you.
It fits in.
of
Said
course.
City, do you have a message for us? Did you have any thoughts from the meditation today?
Yes.
From Salt City or from me?
Vietnam. See. What I got is I actually have had to have the experience. My landlord, and with whom I live in this big group house, is leaving. And it's really has a feeling of a big death. And he's provided housing for people in a community setting, kind of like an ashram, for about close to 50 years. And it's in kind of everything's in chaos now. You can imagine all those years of people's stuff and his stuff, and how working from soul has been the only way I've been able to really get through this transition, because it's just a whole different kind of acceptance and peace and serenity within within the absolute upheaval for the last 6 weeks, 40 days. So today all the movers are coming, and the people who might want to buy the place. And I got a whole new dish. So it's been very hectic, and I'm on a busy street. So you might be hearing some of the stuff in the background. Moving vans are everywhere. It's a lot of transition in Framingham right now for reasons I'm not totally sure about. I don't know not much about. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm just really grateful for all the training I've had and the practice I've had with all of you over many years, because this was could have been disastrous. And then suddenly out of the blue, I was on a 10-year waiting list for senior housing, which is very, very beautiful here. And then totally out of the blue, I get a letter that says, we have a place for you, a beautiful place for you in a brand new building. It's like gorgeous. Right, still in Framingham, because I thought I'd be tossed off to some far-flung part of other less popular part of the state of Massachusetts. So I just treated it like a tantric exercise. Keep those arms up, hold those, sit in that posture, and just, it's really worked out beautifully. I got a beautiful little senior apartment. I couldn't rent. So if I had rented it, it would be $2,700 a month. Instead, I'm paying $300 because I'm a senior and they base it on my Social Security. So what it's opening me up to do, and that became clear as I was listening today, the guidance that you have only one job, Sat City, teach Kundalini, teach meditation, get people to come to Tantric. So everything's sort of fallen into place. And I'll send you pictures next time, because it's hard to believe that public housing could be so gorgeous.
Wow.
Huge whole wall, big, big. They have a farm. They have big, I'm in a studio, but it's all, 3 of the sides are glass windows, so much light. And I think it told you there's a little forest alongside of it. It's the middle of a major American city. So miracles happen when we follow soul. And sorry for the interruptions. There was moving men and real estate people, and the poor little dog is so scared he kept running away and had to chase him. Spotty is his name. And I'm just really, I just knew I needed to be here, and I hope I wasn't disruptive in any way. It's
No,
been a
this
great
was
meeting.
good. We are so happy for you.
Yeah.
This is great. Thank you so much. And
Yeah, the
talking
guru
about,
opened the door so that I could just have a full-time job teaching Kundalini yoga and soul, and people are so hungry for it. And we're doing it through the senior center, which is a happening place.
isn't that wonderful? I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Why guru?
Why guru?
Why guru?
Yes.
Satanam, everybody. You've been my lifeline, and I'm just looking forward to more and more times together. And thanks for being so patient today with my disruptions.
Well, thank us. We're thanking for you. Bless you.
Satnam.
Satnam.
Siri Gian,
Yes.
this is Harimandir. One of the things that came to me during our thing this morning that Aagia Pal triggered in me was the frequency of forgiveness.
Ooh.
Jot Gian Devi did so well long time ago, but I would love to see that in print again, how to do it and the process of doing it, because when Jot Gian Devi did it, she was forgiving, I think it was Epstein.
Yeah.
And as she did it, all the people who had been victims were coming up and saying, thousands of them saying, thank you, we're being heard. So that it's something I'd like to redo in these days.
Yes, that's
That was an amazing experience myself. Yes. And you had a chance to be in the middle of the circle too. That was really a beautiful experience for me at the ashram. Yeah. Thank you.
wonderful.
That's us today too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Aagia Pal, can you do what Harimandir just said for Ho'oponopono?
What, you mean the frequency of forgiveness?
Yes,
Hold,
I
hold.
think Harimandir, you say that from you to Aagia Pal.
Back in the day when you had a website, you had written about heart breath, you had written about frequency of forgiveness. And I think that frequency of forgiveness, how to do it, writing it out so we can share it and can go wider. People can
Frequency of forgiveness, yes.
Yeah, for me, that's really morphed into, I basically do Ho'oponopono, and with to clear the subconscious, to clear my subconscious, and I do it before bedtime, and the universal power will work through me then. But that's what I basically do. Is hope on letting go, because I see I do it to my higher self. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And that's the order in which I do it. But yeah, so it's so for me it's forgiving myself in all the ways, shapes, and forms that I have acted or thought or whatever in a way that was not consistent with or helpful or loving to my higher self.
Okay.
Yes, I'm separating the two different modalities.
Okay.
What made me think of it was when you were bringing in all the people that had died, and that they were a large crowd and they all were together and they were together, and that's what frequency of forgiveness did. All of a sudden, one was working on one person, and then everyone that had been affected appeared in that forgiveness, very differently than she was. When Gian Devi did it, it surprised her, because she was surrounded by the people that had been affected, like the people who were affected by the heat. So it's a very different modality. Like heart breath is separate, and frequency of forgiveness is separate, and Ho'opono is separate. All tools.
Okay. So can anybody talk about frequency of forgiveness? You remember that? Okay, so I'll tell you.
Good.
That means that you begin your heart breath and then have neutrality. Nothing in your EDS, nothing. Okay? And just be and listen. Okay. And that's it.
Can I say one of my favorite parts about frequency of forgiveness is to imagine the forgiveness, even if you're not there emotionally because the person did something really, really hurtful or what have you. You just imagine forgiving them and then let that grow however it will.
Okay. But instead, just at the beginning, just to understand what your problem is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And but then after that, please no EDS, none, but stay true neutrality. And then that's what you're talking about. That happens with, what do you call that? Consciousness, subconsciousness is working, or soul. Okay, that's it. No EDS. And you just stay with neutrality and then listen to what happened. And and then feel forgiveness, not in your brain, but only feel forgiveness in your body. Can you hear that? Can you understand that?
Slide from fear and surrender into joy.
Okay, but not trying to make yourself to be joy. Just find out what happens. Okay?
I got him.
Okay. God bless you all. Oh, and that came from soul. How to do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Love you. Okay, so now we are, first of all, during this week, just go back and listen to this video for the first 25 minutes. Remember that? To understand what really happens deeply within yourself. Okay? And stay that with meditation. Okay? And then next week, we will have the next part of this Buddhist letting go. Okay. Love you all. Okay. So now, Harimandir, can you lead us for the song?
Okay. So inhale deeply and exhale slowly. And inhale to begin. May the light shine upon you. All love
Around you.
and the Lord light
within you.
guide your
Way on.
guide your
Way on.
guide
Your
your way on.
inhale. Sa. Bless you all and stay with your meditation for letting go of your ego. Okay? Love you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Love you all.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Satam.
Now that's interesting.
I'm taking a car and I'm going to meet with the chief of staff for the governor. And I will see you when I come back and give you a proper hug.
And it's in relationship to what?
The roadless rule. What else?
There's lots of what else's. Love you. Mm.